How's it going, Rebels? I'm Burning with ASG. Welcome back to the channel. Now, a lot of you seem to enjoy the Vega card crossover I did last time, so I've got a little bit more back for you. Now, the gameplay is pretty much me running and gunning, but I have a whole group of campers that I'm going up against. They're basically like comm warriors that sit in their bases all day and scream bloody murder all through the comms. So, yeah, I kick their ashes. I die a few bits, but I get on my streaks and go on pretty decent tears. Now, we've just gotten the release of all of the upcoming conspiracy event, weapons, tech, everything. Well, surprisingly, there's no tech this time, just ships and weapons. We are getting fully loaded, fully armed. We are about to go Rambo on somebody. Question is, who are we going Rambo on? According to Loris, we might actually be fighting, which was actually one of the fan theories, we might actually be fighting the ISC, or ISU, the Iron Star guys. Apparently there might be some type of Blood Ember madness. I'm loving the story and the lore that's coming with this, guys. I keep it coming my way. I'm loving it. There's some kind of madness that comes with it, some kind of curse, some kind of brainwashing something. Still more to come on that, hopefully. But we may actually be fighting them. The grand prize is called I believe it's pronounced as the Freya Carrier. Basically, it is a beefed up version of the Valhalla. If you don't have a Valhalla, grab this thing. It's got an ion field, it's got more health, more cargo capacity, it's a little bit faster. Oh hell no, it's a lot faster. It's only just slightly slower than the Ragnarok. It's a little bit faster than the Valkyrie as well. So this thing is gonna be a beast. Now that I see its stats in full glory, must have, absolutely, especially since it combines the ion field with a lot of firepower and a hell of a lot more hull capacity as well. So definitely something worth grabbing, especially if you don't have a carrier at all. It is a must have. Now, the second ship that we're going to be able to acquire is the Python Cutter. Now, I'm probably not pronouncing that right, but I'm getting it close enough. Yeah, this thing is, well, pretty awesome. They are the absolute fastest thing in sector. Not in game speed, sector speed. These things will just be flying through. You want to catch somebody? Get these. These things are amazing to watch in sector, just running down and chasing enemies. They are just unbelievably fast in sector, and because they're coming from the ISC, you know they've got plenty of armor. Not as much weapons, but they make up for it in plenty of other ways. So also very useful to get. Now, for me, if I had to choose one or the other, for me, I would go with Python Cutter. I've already got that one, so I'm gonna go for the Freya. Now, it's really a toss-up for what you have and what you need. If you don't have a cutter, maybe consider going for it, but there is the cutter that you can get from the blueprints. I believe that cutter would be more than sufficient. Now, the Freya is a very promising carrier, so it's really a toss-up of what you have and what you need on that one. So I can say go for either one and you'll be all right. Now, next up on the list is the Impulse Beam. This one is, well, this one's honestly blowing my mind. I'm not sure what to think about this, and it is literally blowing up the forums as well. This thing is apparently going to be some kind of focal beam, or that's the thing, we're not entirely certain if it's going to be a focal beam or if it's going to be a scattered beam. Honestly, from the description that I've read so far, it sounds more like it's going to be like thermals than the shotgun types, honestly. So I'm not really certain what to think of or what to make of it, but based off its DPS, its range, which is oddly enough being called a short range weapon, this thing has massive range. You put focal optics, it's gonna outrange echoes or either come really damn close to it. Yeah, I know that is hellish range. It's already gonna outrange the Aurora, so it's either gonna come right there with echoes or outrange them, which is unbelievable for an energy. Now, that's something I never expected to see, something outrange echoes. Now, with DPS along with its other factors, this is an absolute must-get weapon. It is strictly ships, nothing base, even though I was kind of hoping we would get a base weapon, which we are. So we are getting a base weapon, but this one is strictly ship, and it is a must-have, just so we can test it out, have a little fun, and try it out. Now, next we've got good old Gatling rays. Don't waste your time. Yeah, they look beastly, but these things are absolutely useless. You will never see anyone in the game use Gatling rays. Basically, they continuously fire, and they can actually penetrate up to one extra ship. So if you've got two ships right in front of each other side by side and you can manage to get that line going, you can deal damage to both. But here's the kicker: because they do not actually lock on, they are prone to missing a lot, which means that the DPS gets decreased very quickly, and it is very annoying. These things are horribly inaccurate. While they look really cool, don't go for them. Just trust me. If you've got everything else, have fun, go grab it. But if you don't have, say, the Python Cutter, Freya Carrier, the Impulse Beam, Vector Torpedoes, Squadrons, any of that other stuff would be better than the Gatling Rays. Trust me on this one. It's just not worth wasting your time. Even the damn core boxes would probably be a better idea to go for than the Gatling Rays. No, trust me. Okay, alright, so this one, actually, I called this one, back in the last video. A lot of people were saying this might actually be a type of alternate to the Zeal battleship, but it would be the ISC version. But since we already have an ISC battleship, it didn't really make a whole lot of sense to me to throw a new one into the mix. So, I'm taking credit on this one. I called that one. Whoop, whoop. So check this out. A lot of you actually might start considering switching it out, or either building the Freya carriers with these new types of squadron. They are literally pretty beastly. Like, for example, they have massive DPS. They really are what an energy-based squadron should look like, and well, in my opinion. We've always had energy-based weapons having really high DPS, but very limited range, and these things hold true to that in every form. For a quick side-by-side comparison with our current energy drones compared to them, basically, they have a little bit less health. The current ones have 500, these will only have 400, but they have a longer flight time, and they deal way more damage, considerably way more. So for those of you who do still rely on your energy-based squadrons, these will definitely be a major step up. So I must have, well, there's a lot of must-haves in this particular event, you know what I mean? But this one is definitely one of the higher up ones, so consider going for it. Really consider this one. Alright, the last one is something one of the things I am also going to have to get, simply because I think it's going to be really cool to have. Now this one is vector torpedoes, and I know we had vector torpedoes in the last event, but this one is not for our ships, it's for our bases. Last time I said that I want to see our bases get a little bit of love, and I'm glad somebody was listening to me. Honestly, these things could probably be really useful, especially for sniper. I see sniper fleets becoming obsolete just by having vector torpedoes on your base alone. Once they got buffed to where they would actually do tracking far more accurate, and they would almost do a Wanted, just like the Wanted movie, where they would curve the bullet, these things became so much more dangerous. And putting them on your base, I could see them being replaced in sickos very quickly. They've got fairly decent range compared to sickos. Their minimum range, I think, is a little bit longer, or a little bit wider than the sickos, which is not too bad. These things I can see being very desirable as well. This event has so much potential. The only downside to the event so far is that it's not going to have base battles, so you can't really look for that. And from my knowledge, there's also not going to be any level 60s either. Now, I wish there was at least going to be the level 60s to make it go by a little bit faster, but I've got Thursday and Friday off this week, so I'm going to have a little bit of fun. Well, most of Friday off, so I'm going to have a little bit of fun. I'm going to enjoy Vega, and I'm hoping I can get most of this stuff. Oh, wait, one last thing real quick. There's going to be a new type of core box. Yeah, you've probably seen it already. The T3 and T4 core boxes that are going to give us guaranteed cores. Yeah, that's pretty freaking awesome. I'm really glad to see that, and well, I'm pretty sure I'm not the only one who's glad to see that particular one. Alright, rebels, I'm gonna wrap this up. I'm gonna make this pretty short. As you can see, we pretty much kicked ass. Yeah. Alright, let me know what you guys think down in the comments of this event and all the prizes. What are you gonna be going for? What do you want to acquire, and what do you think is gonna be a piece of crap in the event overall? Alright, rebels, I'm Bernie. Laters.